Hi. I want to talk about the third film from Bradley Cooper as director. Is This Thing On? It's wonderful, by the way, just to let you know straight off. I wasn't a big fan of director Bradley Cooper's second film, Maestro, his sophomore effort, but I thought his first film was solid, A Star Is Born. And Is This Thing On surprised me by how much the experience delighted me. I knew this movie had got me when I was willing it not to fumble the ending, which it didn't, by the way. So Is This Thing On is based loosely on the life of British stand-up comedian John Bishop, and the story has been transported from the UK to America. How much of the movie is true to his life, I don't know. Okay, so Is This Thing On starts with the quiet death of a marriage where, a husband and wife mutually agree to sunder their partnership. Things are largely cordial, with, annoyances between each other. They annoy each other sometimes, but it's largely cordial. Will Arnett is the star and the lead and the focus of the film. And he plays a character called Alex Novak, and it's about him randomly taking up stand-up comedy. Not as a possible profession, but as a hobby, which you wonder maybe will he eventually sort of move over into. But you feel like he already has a job, and this is sort of a parallel job that he loves. And this hobby delivers for him catharsis, purpose, and enjoyment. And Alex early in the film mentions he works in finance, but we find out nothing more. Such as his job title, his remuneration, who he works for. Since the 2008 financial crash, those in high finance are not popular and have not rehabilitated their professions to many. And I wonder, is that why we find out little about Alex's day-to-day job in the film? Why did the filmmakers give Alex a job in the finance arena? Is it a cheeky shorthand for audiences to understand why he is jaded, why he's sleepwalking through life? And so one night, Alex is walking out in the city. He's low on funds, wants a drink, and he stumbles across a bar with a charge to get in. But he finds out that not only can he get in for free, he can get a drink for gratis as well. But the catch is that he has to perform a stand-up comedy routine. Alex just does it and suddenly finds himself drawn to making people laugh on the stage. And we as the audience will each have our theories as to why stand-up is delivering what is missing for him. And meanwhile, his wife, Tess, played by Laura Dern, is also looking to inject something more into her existence. Tess is an ex-athlete who decides to become a coach and finds a new lease of life through this next step. The film asks, if you have been celebrated, can you become someone who guides others to be stars once yours has waned? That takes a certain strength of character, which Tess evinces in the film. And Is This Thing On has a fab screenplay. There's plenty of overlapping dialogue. I think the screwball comedies of the 1930s, his Dark Friday, not his Dark Friday, his Girl Friday starring Cary Grant, and the Philadelphia Story, starring James Stewart. Both fantastic films, by the way. Put them on your list to watch if you haven't already seen them. The 1930s screwball comedies are absolutely wonderful. My favourite kind of romantic comedies. I remember in London they had a season of these screwball comedies, and I tried to watch as many as possible. Please, if you want to do a little bit of homework, go and search these screwball comedies out. They usually star Katharine Hepburn, Cary Grant, James Stewart. There's a film called The Shop Around the Corner, for example. Yeah, put them on your list. And this thing on has that kind of screwball vibe to it. Yeah, there's the bombardment of people speaking at Alex is both stressful and energetic. And I wonder if Bradley Cooper was inspired by the fantastic parlay scene in the film he was in Silver Linings Playbook. That's a great scene. It's a good film as well. That has that screwball element to it, and both Silver Linings Playbook and Is This Thing On have a similar energy to them. And Is This Thing On is such a likeable comedy drama. There's laugh out loud moments, such as a scene where Alex's children discuss finding his joke book, and there's Bradley Cooper himself playing a guy called Balls, and he's a hilarious stoner in the film. Think Brad Pitt in True Romance or Jeff Bridges in The Big Lebowski. So Bradley Cooper delivers, an engaging, supporting turn in this film, as well as directing and co-writing. Alex, back to the film. Alex keeps his newfound passion for stand-up a secret, especially from Tess. So he obviously he's trying to feel his way, but he's good at it. He's a little bit embarrassed. He doesn't really tell many people about it, and he definitely Tess is one of these. Part of the plot is that she's like the last to know. And it should be noted that Alex doesn't insult Tess in his routine. We were waiting for her to find out, and in a less confident movie, this might have been the climax before a twee life lesson Grace Note ending. Here, and Is This Thing On, it comes earlier than expected, and causes their relationship to evolve interestingly and winningly. And Alex's stand-up routine, instead of repulsing Tess, which might have been anticipated, she's turned on by it, drawn to this new openness and frankness and spiritedness from him. This is a deft narrative curveball. I was very impressed with how the plot evolved in this film. Rather than an Oscar baity descent into self-sabotage, the portrayal of this relationship can now go either way. And there's tension from that, because either of them can mess it up, or both, but you start to will them to find a place where they both can be content and self-realised. And this is the skill of Is This Thing On. It's not being about the audience waiting for a marriage to be put out of its misery and the guy lead self-actualizing into a new satisfying profession. That's not what this film is about, but it's about instead a couple drifting through existence and then getting a second wind with each other and in their careers. I love Is This Thing On, and I highly recommend it. And once you watched it, hopefully you watch it, I've got some more movie recommendations for you. Firstly, if you're interested in watching films about stand-up comedy, check out the following. Firstly, Funny People, starring Adam Sandler and Seth Rogen. Then Obvious Child, put that on your list as well, with Jenny Slate. And then there's a Tom Hanks film called Punchline. And then The King of Comedy, directed by Scorsese and starring Robert De Niro. So put those four, Funny People, Obvious Child, Punchline, and The King of Comedy. And I want to say, truly uplifting films are rare. They're so hard to achieve because there needs to be an alchemic mix of quiet dignity, human drama, earned contentment, all grounded in reality, and that is very hard to achieve that. I can think of three films, and I'd put these on your list as well to watch. Firstly is a film called Patterson, starring Adam Driver and directed by Jim Jarmusch, about a bus driver who's also a poet. Secondly, put down on your list Perfect Days, a Japanese film. Wonderful, just so different. Directed by Wim Wenders. And a German film is my third recommendation, In the Isles, or In den Gangen. I'm pronouncing that, mangling my pronunciation, sorry about that. So it's called In the Isles. Yeah, that's a wonderful film about a guy working a night shift. Yeah, well, I hope you enjoyed this review, and feel free to subscribe to my channel and like this video.